Did ESPN just expose the WNBA? The truth behind the record-breaking finals ratings. It's being called a historic moment for women's basketball. The 2025 WNBA Finals opener, reportedly the most watched in nearly 30 years. Sounds amazing, right? But what if I told you those record-breaking numbers might not tell the full story? Because according to new reports and fan reactions, something about these ratings just doesn't add up. Let's break down what's really going on behind the WNBA's so-called ratings miracle. When ESPN proudly announced that Game 1 of the WNBA Finals drew 1.9 million viewers with a peak of 2.5 million, headlines everywhere called it historic. It was presented as the biggest audience since 1997, nearly 3 decades. But soon after the celebration started, confusion began. Fans across social media noticed something strange. Hardly anyone was actually talking about the game. No trending hashtags. No viral highlights. No major debate shows even mentioned it. So, how did a game that barely filled the arena suddenly become one of the most watched events in WNBA history? That's when analysts discovered something crucial, a quiet change in how TV viewership is counted. Early this year, Nielsen, the company that tracks TV ratings, introduced a new system called Big Data Plus Panel. This system doesn't just measure who's watching at home, it now counts people who might have glanced at a screen in a bar, restaurant, gym, or even an airport. Basically, if you were near a TV showing the game, you could be included in the audience count. So those record numbers? They might not reflect millions of fans watching passionately from home, but millions of casual glances being recorded as viewers. That change could dramatically inflate viewership for all sports, especially leagues trying to grow their fan base. Once that detail surfaced, fans felt misled. Not because the numbers were fake, but because the context wasn't clear. ESPN's press release didn't highlight that the counting method had changed. Independent Nielsen reports usually verify those numbers publicly, but this time, only ESPN released the data. That made people wonder, was this truly a ratings boom, or just a clever technical adjustment presented as historic growth? And here's where the conversation took an unexpected turn. Even though Caitlin Clark wasn't playing in the finals, her name kept coming up. Last season, when Clark played, ratings genuinely soared. Some of her games drew over 3 million viewers, even before the new Nielsen system existed. Fans began comparing. If Clark's real, unadjusted numbers were higher than the finals opener, what does that say about where the WNBA's current popularity really comes from? It wasn't the finals matchup that drove the hype. It was the momentum that Clark brought to the league months earlier. Now, this doesn't mean the WNBA isn't growing, it clearly is. But the debate highlights a much deeper issue: transparency. Fans today want honesty more than ever. They don't just want to see big numbers, they want to believe those numbers. When data changes aren't explained clearly, trust begins to slip. The WNBA's progress should be celebrated for what it is: a growing fan base, more media coverage, and players finally getting attention they deserve. But if the story starts sounding like marketing instead of reality, the victory feels hollow. In the end, the WNBA's so-called record night might still be a win. But maybe not for the reason we think. It proves that women's basketball can capture national attention. But it also reminds us that numbers mean nothing without authenticity. Fans don't want inflated statistics, they want real excitement, real connection, and real moments that bring them to the screen. Because at the end of the day, authenticity beats algorithms, every single time. What do you think? Were these numbers a genuine milestone or just a marketing move gone too far? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you want more deep dives like this, hit that subscribe button.